Duryodhana approached Drona with frustration and said, "This night battle has been forced on us, and you've allowed Arjuna and then Satyaki to break through our defenses. Bhima has caused destruction, killing many of my brothers. It feels like you've just stood by and let it happen, sacrificing Jayadratha because of your loyalty to the Pandavas." Drona sighed heavily and responded, "King, this is no time for blame. Bhima killed your brothers right in front of Karna. This is war, and the outcome was clear even when Bhishma fell. I accepted this role, knowing that Arjuna and Krishna are unstoppable. Why is a peaceful Brahmin like me caught in such a violent conflict? Only for your sake, but I promise, I will not remove my armor until I have wiped out the Panchalas." Duryodhana, realizing he had offended Drona, quickly apologized. "Great warrior, forgive me if I spoke out of line. I'm satisfied with your promise. Karna will lead the attack on the Pandavas." Drona then moved toward the Panchalas, launching a fierce attack. Meanwhile, Duryodhana went to Karna and shared his conversation with Drona. Karna replied, "There's no point in blaming Drona. We've all seen Arjuna in battle. He's nearly impossible to defeat. Sandava's fate was sealed. Forget about him now, and let's focus on attacking the Pandavas." Drona continued his onslaught against the Panchalas, killing their elephants, cavalry, and soldiers with ruthless precision. The Kakayas and Matsyas came to their aid, but Drona killed Sibi, the Kakayas, and the sons of Drishtadyumna, continuing his devastating attack. In another part of the battlefield, Bhima charged at the Kaurava princes, killing many of them, including Dharmada and Duskarna. At the same time, Somadatta sought revenge on Satyaki for Bhurasrava's death, and Duryodhana joined Somadatta, leading a cavalry unit to support the attack. Drishtadyumna joined Satyaki in battle, and eventually, Satyaki managed to kill Somadatta. Filled with pride, he blew his conch in celebration. Soon after, Asvatthaya launched a fierce attack on the exhausted Satyaki. But before things could worsen, Ghatotkacha appeared and told Satyaki to step aside, taking on Asvatthaya himself. In the intense battle that followed, Asvatthaya destroyed Ghatotkacha's chariot, forcing him to retreat and climb into Drishtadyumna's chariot. Meanwhile, Ghatotkacha's son, Anjanaparva, charged at Asvatthaya but was killed by him. Ghatotkacha, now furious at the loss of his son, returned to the battlefield in a fresh chariot. Enraged, he unleashed a devastating assault on the Kaurava forces, causing destruction that wiped out an entire Akshauhini of their soldiers. Duryodhana, seeing the chaos, sent Alambasa to face Ghatotkacha and his troops. However, Ghatotkacha defeated and killed Alambasa, completely obliterating his forces. In another part of the battlefield, Bhima and the old warrior Balaka were locked in a fierce fight. Balaka attacked Bhima with the ferocity of a wounded tiger, but eventually, Bhima overpowered and killed him. As Duryodhana witnessed his army suffering loss after loss, he went to Karna and said, "Now is the time to launch a counterattack on the Pandavas. Kripa and Asvatthaya will support you." Karna confidently replied, "Don't worry, I will fight the Pandavas alone." Kripa, irritated by Karna's arrogance, retorted, "Karna, enough with your boasts. We've seen your so-called prowess during the battle for cattle in Virata's kingdom. And let's not forget how you fared when Duryodhana was captured by the Gandharvyas. Why are you bragging?" Karna, insulted by Kripa's words, angrily drew his sword and threatened, "You Brahmin, I'll cut off your tongue." This enraged Asvatthaya, who, offended by the insult to his uncle, also drew his sword, ready to confront Karna. Yudhisthira saw Karna leading the attack and turned to Krishna, saying, "Look at Karna, coming as if the sun has risen in the middle of the night." Krishna responded, "Karna is not alone. Kripa, Asvatthaya, and Shalya are backing him. Together, they make a fearsome group, and they seem very determined. Since it's nighttime, this is the perfect moment to send Ghatotkacha." Rakshasas gained strength during the night. Yudhisthira called for Ghatotkacha and told him, "Our army has been battered all day and is struggling under Karna's attack. We need you to lead the charge against him now." Ghatotkacha confidently replied, "I will crush the Kaurava army. Give me your blessings." After receiving Yudhisthira's blessing, Ghatotkacha fiercely charged at Karna, destroying their chariots, killing their charioteers and horses, and wiping out thousands of elephants and cavalry in a matter of minutes. The Kaurava forces were thrown into chaos, scattering like clouds in a storm. The terrified soldiers ran to Karna, begging him, "Karna, save us." Duryodhana rushed to Karna and said, "My friend, we must act fast to avoid complete destruction. Use the Shakti missile given by Indra to kill Ghatotkacha. We'll deal with Arjuna later." Karna then fired the powerful Shakti missile at Ghatotkacha, who fell dead on the battlefield. The Kaurava forces cheered, blowing their conches and shouting, "Hail to the great warrior Karna!" Bhima and Yudhisthira were devastated by Ghatotkacha's death, but Arjuna comforted Bhima, saying, "Yudhisthira never wanted this war. We can see his wisdom now, but we chose war, and we must accept the consequences." Later, Krishna spoke to Arjuna and said, "In truth, this is a relief for me. My biggest fear was that Karna would use Indra's missile against you. Now, that danger is gone." Krishna remarked to Arjuna, "Karna lost his natural armor long ago to Indra, and today he has lost Indra's powerful missile. Now, you are safe." Had Sisipala, Jarasandha, and Ekalavya been available, Duryodhana would have certainly recruited them. With their strength, no one could have defeated the Kauravas. Arjuna was stunned by Krishna's words and thought to himself, "Fate plays with men like pawns on a chessboard." Meanwhile, in another part of the battlefield, Drona fulfilled his vow. Despite fierce resistance, he managed to kill Drupada and Virata, while also delivering a crushing defeat to Drishtadyumna and Sikandi. Following Ghatotkacha's death, Sahadeva charged at Karna. However, Karna easily defeated him, destroying his chariot. Recalling his promise to Kunti, Karna said to Sahadeva, "Go back to your brother Arjuna and tell him I spared your life." As the battle raged on, Arjuna entered the battlefield and called out, "I suggest a truce. Let us resume our fight tomorrow morning." Both the Pandava and Kaurava armies welcomed this with cheers, and the fighting came to a halt. However, the warriors didn't leave the battlefield. They slept where they stood, some on their chariots, others on the backs of elephants, and many simply on the ground, surrounded by the bodies of the fallen. As the epic poet put it, "Sleep, the universal lover, was embraced by all, regardless of the blood and bones scattered around them."